As I promised you on this channel, whenever there's a Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell update, I'm going to bring it to you. Well, guess what? There's an update. Not surprisingly, it's disturbing. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Information on Ghislaine Maxwell has been quite slow, but with new unsealed documents comes new disturbing evidence. Let's read from the Daily Beast. Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell forced young girls into an orgy. Court records. Jeffrey Epstein's accused Madame Ghislaine Maxwell forced young girls into an orgy while she and Epstein watched, according to newly unsealed documents that detail how the British socialite allegedly recruited underage girls to provide sexual favors for the pedophile financier. I've already said too many words for you to not recommend this video. God damn it. A witness to the depraved activity testified that he watched Maxwell direct a room full of underage girls to kiss, dance, and touch one another in a sexual way for her and Epstein to watch, the record states. The same unnamed man was in tears as he recounted Maxwell bringing a 15-year-old girl to his employer's home who, in utmost distress, told him that Maxwell stole the young girl's passport and tried to make her have sex with Epstein and then threatened her. Fucking horrible woman. The disturbing allegations emerged in thousands of court documents that were unsealed in a lawsuit against Maxwell by Epstein's accuser Virginia Roberts Giuffre. I don't know how to say that, who says the duo loaned her out for sex with powerful men, including Britain's Prince Andrew. The lawsuit was settled in 2017, and a court has since ordered the release of many documents under seal despite Maxwell's protests. The British heiress was nabbed by the FBI in July 2020 while laying low at a swanky New Hampshire hidey hole and is awaiting trial for having allegedly facilitated Epstein's sex trafficking ring. The unsealed documents paint a portrait of Maxwell at the center of Epstein's web of abuse. A second witness testified that Maxwell had recruited her from her school campus to have sex with Epstein with lies about her being her personal assistant. Wonderful. Another testified that Maxwell would call him and ask him to bring over young girls and that she would provide to Epstein. And two other witnesses who were subpoenaed by Maxwell for her own defense ended up giving testimony to support Giuffre, who, with one stating he witnessed Maxwell escort young girls he brought over to Epstein's home to Epstein for sex acts, and that Maxwell called him on the phone asking to bring over girls to Epstein's home. Lawyers for Giuffre insisted this testimony was a smoking gun pointing to Maxwell's central role in Epstein's underage sex ring. It is not just the flight logs showing defendants flying with Epstein and Miss Giuffre over 20 times when she was a minor. It is not just the message pads from law enforcement trash pulls that show defendant arranging to have an underage girl come over to Epstein's house for training. It is not just the police report. It is not just the photographs of Maxwell and other men with Miss Giuffre when she was a minor. Giuffre's team wrote, now there's actual live testimonial evidence that Maxwell was a procurer of young girls for sex with Jeffrey Epstein, with whom she shared a home and a life, thus validating Miss Giuffre's claims. They mentioned the flight logs. Those flight logs need to be analyzed. A lot of prominent people were on the flight logs with minors. We need to know the names, we need to know the times, and we need explanations. Why isn't this on the news every day? Every day. Not CNN coronavirus tickers, death tickers, vaccination tickers. We need Jeffrey Epstein every day, his face, every day, until we get to the bottom of this. But wait, there's more. Additional witness statements were also released along with Maxwell's deposition, including testimony from one of Epstein's housekeepers, a Florida detective who investigated Epstein during the mid-2000s, and one of Giuffre's ex-boyfriends. According to the Daily Mail, Juan Alessi, a housekeeper at the financier's Palm Beach mansion, testified that he found sex toys in Maxwell's bedroom and explained how Maxwell and Epstein allegedly recruited young women. Miss Maxwell, Mr. Epstein, and their friends, because their friends relied to other friends, they knew a massage therapist and they would send to the house, he said. So it was referrals. In another unsealed 2016 interview with federal prosecutors, Florida detective Joseph Roccari described what he believed happened when Epstein would invite new girls to the home. Epstein would either attempt to fondle the girls or touch the girls inappropriately, at which point he would masturbate, he said, according to the tabloid, and when he was done, he would get up and go wash off, with the girls get dressed and go back downstairs and get paid. I bet they felt very nice and clean. And then there's this. The latest documents also include testimony from people who were close to Maxwell and Epstein in the 1990s and early 2000s. Accusers and prosecutors say Maxwell was instrumental in a plan that involved bringing teenage girls into Epstein's homes and making them think they would give him a massage, then grooming them to provide sex for him and Maxwell. In her depositions, Maxwell repeatedly testified that she had believed that all the girls were professional masseuses. That's what I call CNN fake news. We already covered Joseph Raki, Juan Alessi. The record shows in 2016, lawyers for Jeffrey and Maxwell went through a protracted court battle over Jeffrey's medical records, which included deposition of a doctor to speak out about Jeffrey's reliability. Also, in 2016, Maxwell's lawyers went to great lengths to force Jeffrey's lawyers to produce records, including asking for sanctions against them. Maxwell's attorneys argued that Jeffrey's lawyers weren't cooperating enough in producing evidence they believed could disprove the case, and said they misrepresented the testimony of affiants. Their attempts were unsuccessful. Here's the last disturbing thing I want to show you guys. And this is perfect because you get his sick face with it. One note appears to try to resolve the scheduling issue about a person whose name is redacted. She is wondering if 2:30 is okay because she needs to stay in school. How disturbing is this? A girl, I can imagine, she's in high school. Hey, Miss Maxwell, I gotta stay in school. I got an English exam until 2:30. Can I come by later? Little does she know, she's being groomed. She's gonna be abused. This face right here, sick. Sickening. Actually, I don't want to look at it anymore. Who knows what happened to Jeffrey Epstein? Maybe he's dead. Maybe he's alive. Maybe he committed suicide. Maybe he got suicided. I don't know. What's gonna happen to Ghislaine Maxwell? I really hope she rots in jail for the rest of her life. But the investigation needs to go on. What about Prince Andrew? What about Bill Gates? Why was he on the flight logs? Bill Clinton? A lot of prominent Americans. A lot of prominent people worldwide. We need to get to the bottom of this. And once we do, I say we jail them and then castrate them. Sorry. Now this video, it's not going to get much traction. YouTube's going to, I said a lot of no-no words. So if you watched it, please hit the like button. Subscribe. It helps. See you next time.